Hi, today Ask F5 shows you how to configure SYN cookie protection using the Big IP configuration utility. SYN cookie protection protects the Big IP system against SYN flood attacks by managing how connections are handled during an attack. It uses the values in several settings that you can modify when needed. Note that if your Big IP system is not licensed and provisioned with the Big IP LTM module, the configuration utility may not show the local traffic option under system configuration. If that's true for your system, you can use TMSH to modify the settings instead. To learn how to do that, refer to this article linked below. Global SYN check threshold specifies the number of new or untrusted TCP connections that can be established before activating the SYN cookie authentication mechanism system-wide. You can modify the setting by doing the following. Log into the configuration utility, go to System, Configuration, Local Traffic, General. Under Properties, enter the new value for Global SYN check threshold. Select Update. The default per virtual server SYN check threshold adjusts the default SYN cookie activation threshold across all virtual servers. The value of this setting needs to account for the number of TMMs on the unit. For more information, refer to this article linked below. You can modify this setting by doing the following. Log into the configuration utility, go to System, Configuration, Local Traffic, General. Under Properties, for default per virtual server SYN check threshold, enter the new value. Select Update. The SYN Challenge Handling setting in the TCP and FastL4 profiles determines how SYN cookie challenges are enforced for embryonic connections on a virtual server. You can modify the settings by doing the following. Log into the configuration utility, go to Local Traffic, Profiles, Protocol. Select the appropriate TCP or FastL4 profile assigned to the virtual server, and configure the SYN Challenge heading setting. Nominal, the default setting, enables challenges after a low number of embryonic connections. Challenge and Remember specifies whether SYN packets from the same source IP address should be challenged or passed unchallenged for a specified timeout period following a successful challenge response. Disable challenges disables challenges regardless of the embryonic connections. Select Update. The VLAN SYN cookie protection enables or disables SYN cookie protection for all VLANs globally. To enable or disable, log into the configuration utility, go to System, Configuration, Local Traffic, General. Select the checkbox for hardware VLAN SYN cookie protection to enable the setting, or clear the checkbox to disable it. Select Update. On specified platforms, you can enable hardware-based SYN cookie protection for individual VLANs. To do so, log into the configuration utility, go to Network, VLANs. Select the name of the VLAN. For configuration, select Advanced. Select the hardware SYN cookie checkbox to enable the setting. Then specify the values for SYN cache threshold and SYN flood rate limit. Select Update. You can check the status of the SYN cookie protection for a specific virtual server. To do so, log into the configuration utility, go to Local Traffic, Virtual Servers. Select the name of the virtual server. Under General Properties, find SYN Cookie Status to determine the current status. Inactive indicates that the global SYN check threshold has not been reached and SYN cookie protection is not currently active for the virtual server. Full hardware indicates that the SYN cookie check threshold has been reached and SYN cookie protection is currently active for the virtual server. In this case, the system uses the HSB chip to process the SYN cookies. Software SYN cookie only indicates that the global SYN check threshold has been reached and the SYN cookie protection is currently active for the virtual server. The system uses the software to process the SYN cookies in this case. And that's it. If you have a question or comment, please send us an email. Thank you for watching.